as we talked this morning, Grand Nationals have come to a close, and some states are doing their championships this week. Some are already finished. But what I wanted to talk about this morning a little bit, I know we talked about this in advance, is just talking to directors about how to frame competitive results at the end of the season so that your students are actually looking forward to that next step, that next season. I know I struggled with this as a young teacher, trying to figure out, particularly if I didn't think that, I personally was disappointed maybe in the competitive result a bit, and I wasn't sure what to say to my students to get them fired up for the following year. So let's unwrap that a little bit this morning.
Yeah, I think that's a great subject to tackle. And I also struggled as a young director. I think as we get older, or I'll just say it this way, as we get more experienced, and I think you would agree that we start to see what's really important. And what's really important is the fact that no matter what's happened during the season or where we ended up competitively, the kids have really improved from where they started. And that, I think, needs to be our message. It could even be showing a videotape of the very first competition and then showing a videotape of the last one and saying, look, guys, no one can argue about the fact that we got way better during the season, and let's celebrate that. And I really think the end of the season, we need to take time as teachers to celebrate our students, celebrate the parents that helped us along the way, celebrate all our staff members, thank our administrators for their support along the way, and just make sure that we end everything as positively as possible. And remember, on the competitive front, everyone, that the kids are going to react the way that you react. So if they feel like competition is more important to you than how they actually did, that's how they're going to react. If they feel like you really care about just them getting better and how they've improved, maybe not just as performers, but as people too during the season. We all know that a lot of times, we will find kids that just improve tremendously as people. And that's something else that we can celebrate. And especially when you consider that there can only be one winner in any given competition, we got to find another way to win. And Randy, wouldn't you agree too that there are so many good bands around the country today that just because you don't win certainly doesn't mean you're not good, because there's a lot of great bands around this country.
Yeah, there certainly are. And I think, the process that you use at the beginning of the season and throughout the year to cultivate learning and growth doesn't change just because of a contest or a trophy. It just doesn't change. And helping them understand that and understanding all they've accomplished from a team sense, I think is much more important than any contest result. And thanking your parents and thanking your community and thanking your administrators is really, really important too, because everybody I think reacts. You just don't know how much you're going to brighten a student's day or a parent's day or administrator's day by just saying thank you. We couldn't have done this without you, and helping them understand the broader reach that the activity has is really, really important. I mean, that's, we talk about advocacy all the time. Those are the times when you can advocate. Those are the best sources of advocacy, is thanking and helping people connect the dots as to, this is what we did, this is what we're able to do, and not focusing on, well, we were ninth or we were first, but that we got better every day, and we're going to continue to do that. And getting better is actually fun. If anything, use competition to help students understand that getting better is actually a fun process. There's a reason for the work that you do on the pedagogy and all the other things, but those things lead to feeling better about yourself because you're getting better every day. And that's all you can really count on.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you probably will do banquets to celebrate your season at the end of the season. And if I had it to do over again, probably the first thing I would go back and say at the very beginning of all those banquets is just thank you to everybody that's in the room. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting. Thank you for giving up your time the way that you did. And thank you for allowing us to work. Parents, thank you for allowing us to work with your kids and trusting us in that situation. Hopefully you'll have some administrators there at your banquet too, where you can thank them. It's just a great opportunity to kind of bring everyone together and close out the season in a very positive way.
Absolutely. So start making your list, directors, of things that bullet points that you're going to talk about with your students at that last, whether it's the banquet or the last speech after the last contest, whatever it is, and make sure your students feel great coming out of that, no matter what the competitive result is. Richard, thanks so much for your time this morning, and we'll see all of you again next week on another episode of Tuesday Morning Coffee Talk.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.